Hey guys, it's Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Battlefield Waltz. I was like, words went in my brain and out. Anyway, continuing Lustin's route, we were in the middle of Summer Luna, but I really had to eat. I've eaten lunch now, and I'm not gonna die. We're fine. Anyway, I've decided. Huh? I'm going back to the detached palace. I finally made up my mind. Thanks to you. I was going to say, if you said I've decided. Well, I know what you decided. You're staying here because there's no way I decided I'm going to run away because, what the fuck? Unless you were like, I decided I'm going to run away and you're coming with me. It's going to be like, no. We're staying here and you're going to. So this, no, that works. Lustin, come here for a moment. Huh? Oh, we get another kiss? Oh. See, so the CG where he kissed us, was he, holding us up? Were we standing on a bench? Because, we were almost the same height as him, and I'm like, that doesn't seem right. This seems more right. He's got us pinned, and it's yeah. Okay. You pinned me against a wall, you sexy bitch. Oh, God, we get the glasses. We have the Lustin with glasses on it. I forgot. Put glasses on him now, though. Close your eyes. I won't do anything weird, so hurry. All right? Oh my God, you're going to kiss me again? No, come back. I heard Lustin take something out and felt a thin chain touch my neck. You can open your eyes now. Did he give me a gift? I slowly opened my eyes to see... Oh, Abel gave us a pretty, it looked like an amber kind of necklace, and look at this pretty sapphire ring. They're all just giving... It's so cute. I love presents from our boyfriends. Lustin, what is this? It was a pendant with a large blue jewel. It shined as if the light was coming from the gemstone itself. Pretty, huh? It matches your eye color. Wait, what's this for? A gift? What? I was at a loss for words. Not only because I had never owned any jewels, but it was about the same size as the one on Queen Kiora's chest. Wait, I can't accept the, pinning me like this, grabbing my wrist, pinning me against the wall, and then saying, I won't let you take it off. Oh! Stop it! You know what? Our docile, flighty little prince is getting a little forceful. I am here for this. Stop it, sir. Jesus. Lustin? Remember when I talked about my piercings? I do, but... Oh, this is a little scheme of mine. There's a curse on this pendant, and now you can never be separated from me. I gotta feel like that's probably bullshit, but... That's a big lie, of course. Huh? But I'm taking you to Vihazard with me. I know that because I intended to anyway. I knew it. I probably wouldn't hear the end of it if I said I wouldn't. Well, I must fight my brother when I go back. He's after both your cursed sword and me. The cursed sword's protection is one of the reasons why you're coming with me. I won't deny that. But I want to be the one to protect you from him as well as to cross swords with him. Your existence makes me feel stronger than anyone, and with that I won't lose. Please, lead me to victory. That's so ridiculously sexy, too. And it's not just about the cursed sword. He's like, you? I mean, the cursed sword's going to be a benefit, but, you are what's going to lead me to victory. That's so hot. I have to sneeze. Okay, now I don't have to sneeze, but, I feel sinusy right now. That's not helpful, so. Lustin, the pendant's a symbol of my determination. That wasn't fair. I stopped myself from voicing the words. There was no way I could give it back now. You wouldn't ever! He gave you a gift! You've always encouraged me. Huh? But I didn't do anything. I was honestly not sure what to do with the Hawks of Dawn. I started the group because old man Guido suggested it, but a part of me thought that I was just running away from my issues. The members were all former mercenaries or sailors that had nowhere to go. They only gathered to make trouble. I thought to myself that I could just quit whenever I wanted. But it became too important of a place for me to quit so easily, and I didn't realize it until that night. It's too late, huh? It's not. No one believes that you'll quit, Lustin. Just tell them and they'll understand. Lustin forced a smile. I tried to play the hero, but in the end, I'm still just running away. No, now you're going back to Vihazard to fight your brother is like, you're not. I was afraid of facing up to it. Lustin's vivid crimson eyes showed no signs of hesitation anymore. I do feel like we should talk to, like, Queen Kiora and everybody and be like, blah, 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 so we can come up with a plan aside from Lustin just going to stab his brother. If he's possessed by a Deimos, we need magic people to, like, get rid of it, you know? If that's possible. But, like, there's going to be cases where, like, oh my god, it's not even possible. Oh my god, if you get too possessed, it's there forever. Is that what they told us? It's a good thing we got to you in time, because damn. But, like, we'll find a way to save his brother. You know what I mean? I could see from Lustin's expression that he was quietly yet boldly determined. Unless this is a way to get rid of his brother so that he becomes king. So if we marry Abel, king. Lustin, king. We know that, well, Posh's uncle is a king, but doesn't have any cousins, so Posh, king, probably somehow gonna work that one out over there. I mean, you could see that. He'll just being like, I ain't got no kids because I was in love with Abel's mom and she just, like, never reciprocated, so I just wasted away over here. Sad in a corner, sobbing. You know what I mean? And then is like, passing on my torch to my nephew. Right? And then we know that Nike's like some rich fucking family somewhere, probably a king. What the fuck? Why are they all gonna be kings? And then Tifalet's like some like fairy prince or something. He's like, no, I'm not just magical. I'm like a fae prince, king, king of the fae realm or some shit. Listen, there's gonna come a point where I'm like, are they all just fucking kings? Cause like, and that's now. I just didn't think it was coming this fast. So when one of them shows up as not a king, I'm gonna be like, wait. You set me up to expect this. We're like 1.5 routes in. Anyway. Did I read this? I don't know. I gotta yawn now. Hold on. Oh, I could see from Lustin's expression that he was quietly, yet boldly determined. You're the best friend I could ever ask for. Aww. So I should punish my friend's kidnapper for her, shouldn't I? I'm gonna take everyone. Then again, they might have given up on me and say no. And that's entirely possible. You already know the answer to that. Lustin already knew deep down that no one would ever forsake him. That was a bit cowardly and unfair of him. But honestly, I do want you to quit the Hawks of Dawn. Huh? I was caught off guard by that remark. Oh, I was waiting for the kiss. My mind went blank with confusion. I had no idea why he would say that right after he talked about being best friends. Yes, we don't allow girls. But there's a bigger reason why I had you dress like a man. He doesn't want anybody looking at me, making moves on me, because he's jealous. You know that's what he's going to say. Because I didn't want them to fall for you. Gotcha. We knew it. Our lips touched again. It tasted like espresso gelato this time. And I don't want them to touch you. They would never... You don't know that. He whispered softly as he pressed his lips against mine over and over again. My body gradually grew hotter. I could hear the sounds of the festival. Oh, Lustin, you can let go. I won't take off the pendant, so please... Why do you want me to? I don't want you to. This is hot as shit. But because... If someone walks by... Yeah, they'll see us. His tongue softly brushed my lips. It's like, he's like, yeah, they'll see. I want them to see. And that's exactly what I want. Jesus, he's so good. It could be anyone. I want to show off that you're mine. Thus, then no one will try to steal you, right? But well, okay, you're not giving me enough credit, but it's still hot. Okay, I'm not gonna begrudge that. Deep down, logical Spacey is like, they're gonna steal me? I'm just some guy's gonna come along and be like, hey, and I'm gonna be like, okay! Psh! Don't you trust my love for you? Rude. But on the other hand, I'm like, it's so ridiculously hot that you want people to see us kissing in a dark alley, me pinned against a wall like this, just so they know I belong to you. Just like, there's something so wrong about that, but like so ridiculously right, I'm okay with it. Listen. There are two types of men who say shit like, what, like, I'm gonna make sure they know you belong to me. The creepy, gross kind that you were like, no, you should be castrated and, like, chucked into the ocean to drown. Gross, get out. And then hot dudes like Lustin who say it, and you're like, yeah, I mean, I know that you don't actually think I'm your possession, but you're, like, saying kind of possessive things, and it's kind of sexy, even though you're not really gonna be problematic about it. But also, you're in an Otome game, so even if you're a little problematic about it, you're not real, so that's the kind of trash we're okay with. But Lustin isn't trash, so, you know. Him being like, you're mine, you're like, okay. And you know that there's guys in real life that could say stuff like that, and you're like, yeah, okay, because, I mean, you still respect me as my own entity and my own being, and you don't actually think that you possess me or are in any kind of control over me whatsoever. But you say things like that because, like, it's kind of sexy sometimes. You know what I mean? You know? And then there's the doucheholes that actually believe that, and you're like, ew. Women are not subservient to you. Get fucked. Lustin is not one of those guys, so him saying it is hot. See? There's total logic behind it. See, some people just don't get that. His hand gripped my wrist a little tighter. More kisses followed. Also, I mean, the pinned against a wall. Pin me, damn it, Jesus. I love you. You love me too, right? His sweet breath caressed my lips. I closed my eyes. You're like, I can't get a word in edgewise. I can't say yes, but I guess I'll kiss you back. Ooh! Final chapter already? Shit! And there's no choices in this. Okay. Well... No, so I guess Abel did kind of like kiss us in the classroom sooner, I feel like, than Lustin did. But we had to have a little we had to have more back and forth with like Abel kissing us, and we're like, what? And they're like, are we dating now? And then him being like, whatever, I'm mad at you. And you're like, and now we're in an argument. We just made out yesterday, and now we're in a fight? And then we're kissing again, and then we're in a fight, and it was just very back and forth with him. So like... And Lustin is like, now I've kissed you, you're mine. Okay, we're good. And he doesn't have to go back and forth. He doesn't have to fight with himself on his feelings like Abel had to. Fair, I see. It's rare for you to want an emergency meeting with me. I'm terribly sorry, but there was something I had to consult with you. Your Majesty. Consult with you on? More like, I guess. I'm actually happy you wanted to. Queen Kiora... It's an honor you chose me to be the one you wanted to consult with. At the very least, that means I finally won your trust. That sounds like something someone would say who I shouldn't trust. Wait, that sounds like something someone who I shouldn't trust would say. Yeah, that. You knew what I meant. Listen, sometimes the sentence structure in here is confusing me, so now I can't speak properly. That alone showed Queen Kiora's greatness. She ruled and protected this nation with her massive mana without showing arrogance. That was so amazing. I mean, I'm not saying I don't trust her. If she turns out to be evil, I'd be like, okay. And if she doesn't turn out to be evil, okay. You know what I mean? Like, I don't really have a thought or a vibe on her either way. She seems fine. Like, she seems fine. You know? She hasn't done anything to make me distrust her, to be fair. Alias, absolutely. Just by existing. By existing and everything is like, I don't know. Everything about you screams like super giant green flag, which makes me concerned that you're actually a red flag. You're too green, you know? You're like, there's something wrong about this green. It's too green. It's like AI green. You know what I mean? Where you're like, that's not real. You know, that's what it is. Did I read that? I have no idea. I gotta wait for the text. She ruled and protected this nation with a oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. After what happened at the detached palace, I now knew how hard it was to remain calm and peaceful at all times, which she did. It's drugs. This is about what happened at Vihazard the other day. I've heard the report from Alias. I'm sorry you had to go through that. I've heard about the issues revolving around those two brothers. And I had a premonition this may happen at some point in time. This is about Prince Baldia. You want to say that he might be possessed by a Deimos, correct? I nodded deeply. I don't know Prince Baldia personally, but his words and actions at the detached palace were much too wicked. Lustin was also suspicious about Prince Baldia. And that black smoke that attacked us, I doubt it's all just a coincidence. The Deimos, they seek humans who harbor strong darkness in their hearts. Jealousy, envy, hatred, sadness. They enter through the void in their hearts. If he truly is possessed by the Deimos, it's likely due to his brother Lustin. I mean, fair, yeah. He envied and coveted the things that his brother was born with, and that darkness in his heart consumed him. Again, fair. I mean, fucked up, but like, you know what I mean? Like, yes, but that doesn't mean that just because you're born with that envy and that hatred and whatever, that you can't get past it. Like, you can. Maybe. Is that what you also think, Queen Cura? Yes, but if it is true, I pity him. However, there's no one in this world that's never envied another. See? True. When one cannot obtain what they want, some may think that they didn't work hard enough. But I don't believe so. Sadly, there are things in this world that cannot be achieved, no matter the effort. Queen Cura, it's so fucking, like, down-to-earth and real. Like, the brighter the sun shines, the darker the shadow it casts. The more freely the wind blows, the more leaves become scattered. However, I have observed those two for a very long time. With regards to Baldia, it was not something that he could never obtain. Huh? There are many kings in Ortesia. Some tout non-conflict and build up peace discreetly. Oh. However, I guess he had been defeated by the darkness within him. He coveted what he didn't have, and he couldn't escape from that desire. And see, that's the thing. He didn't try to be like, okay, well, I mean, it's also around the people around you. So you have the people around you being like, oh, well, Lustin looks just like his dad and is, oh my god, so much nicer. And Baldy is a little more awkward, I guess. Whatever. And you had people that were backing him and everything, but more people, or even half people siding with your brother, wanting your brother to be king. You get jealous and envious. And instead of turning that into something positive, like, well, I'm going to strive to be better myself and, like, prove to them that I can do this. And, like, okay, they're talking about his looks, but fuck that. That's stupid. You know what I mean? And then, okay, let me see what other things naturally. Okay, yeah, he's better at talking to people. Okay, maybe I can learn to be better at that. Maybe I can, enhance my skills. And there might be things that you're never going to be good at, but you got to turn the negatives into a positive as much as you can. Sometimes you can't. Sometimes you just need to sit in the corner and wallow in your negative, okay? Sometimes we all need to have a negative Nancy party. But in Baldia's case, like, trying to be better instead of sitting in the corner crying like a little emo punk, like, just try to be better. Like, try, like, But he didn't. He wallowed in his anger, and then he got possessed. So... fair, he just handled it wrong, and now he's a demon. Well, possessed man, because Deimos are just evil spirits, or wayward ghosts or something. Not demons, but whatever. Queen Cura's words reminded me of Instructor Gustav. he was also another who couldn't escape his desires. Sarazar from the neighboring Azul has already suggested armed intervention. Sarazar's so fucking hot. We're like, did he? He wants to come armed and intervene in my... Oh, to Biohazard, not in me. Never mind. Not my... Okay. I was gonna make it really dirty. I don't have to. We're all thinking it. He plans to make Biohazard a vassal state of Azul while maintaining some autonomy. Going for the line of succession, Baldia would be the next king of Biohazard. I suppose he wants to quell his anxiety. Oh. Today I've come to discuss about precisely that matter. Let's get Hottie in here. Lustin said he would go to Biohazard. I will go with him. He's hesitant. He wants to convince his brother to reconsider, but if that falls through, he's prepared for the worst. I understand King Sarazar's concerns, but could you please give us some more time? Please. I kneeled and bowed deeply. King Sarazar's suggestion made sense, fitting for a thoughtful, handsome king like him. And I'd like to discuss the countermeasures toward Baldia. When Tifalet saved me in the forest, I heard that purification magic was the only thing that could eliminate Deimos. However, neither Lustin nor I can use magic. Is there another way? I'm willing to do whatever it takes. Please. Can you let me do it? Wilhelm? Queen Kira's like, who the fuck is this sassy lost child? Is this your sassy lost child? Whose sassy lost child is this? Like a puff of smoke, Wilhelm appeared before us. Are you Wilhelm, the legendary cursed sword? Yo, so you're the queen of this country? That's so cool, you know? A female king. A female king. Hey, Wilhelm, don't be rude to Queen Kiora. It was a compliment. Pleased to meet you, Wilhelm. I'm Kiora, and I rule Milvaria. Pleasure. Kiora, huh? Got it. I'll remember that. Hey, stop that attitude! It's all right. Queen Kiora. Wilhelm was a sort of soul that came from somewhere inside me, but in a way, he was also kind of like a guardian to me. I thought in a way, he was also kind of like a dick. Like a guardian to me. Despite Wilhelm's terrible attitude, Queen Kiora still smiled. She truly was someone with a big heart. Wilhelm, what did you mean by that earlier statement? Do you mean that the cursed sword can purify the Deimos? Well, yeah, duh. What? Since when were you able to do that? There's nothing I can't do. That's why I told you to let me kill that guy. I don't want to kill him, though. Whatever. But you gotta promise me this, old lady. Wilhelm! That's so rude! And what is it? I've been inside her for a while, and I gotta say, I shouldn't have picked her. Ow! Huh? My powers are still unstable, and my mana keeps getting sapped away. Oh, no. That wasn't what I was expecting to hear. Perhaps everyone was right. I was probably not capable enough to master the sword. So I'm gonna disappear from her soon. I was wondering, I was like, so is he not gonna disappear in this scenario? Yes, he is. And I'll go look for my next servant. Wilhelm. Wait, didn't you say you can't change owners as long as I'm alive? And didn't he just technically die in Abel's route? Oh, that was a lie. What? Well, I mean, it's not a lie, but not under a certain condition. What do you mean? It's true that I still have to be stuck with you at this rate, but not if the cursed sword is destroyed. Huh? So I'll do that myself. Once I'm free, I'll find a new cool sword and become the strongest cursed sword ever. Interesting. So, we still kept the cursed sword, but his spirit disappeared in Abel's route, And in this one, he's going to destroy the vessel, i.e. the sword, and then his spirit's going to go pop and find a new sword to possess. That, I just want... I mean, in Abel's route, it was kind of sad when you, like, died, sort of, but it was like, but you get to now be free. And now it's like, you're just going to go beside somebody else after we spent this time together? That's insulting and rude. I mean, rude, right? But also, I do keep forgetting he's a love interest. He's probably the king of everything, the world, okay? But it's also kind of sad because then it's like, yeah, but then you're still going to be a slave to whatever sword or whatever you possess, and that's kind of sad, so. You can do that? I'm telling you because I can. Wilhelm. You'd prefer that too, right, old lady? It's better than just having my mana drained. Drained? It's a metaphor, you useless idiot. Is that what you wish for? Yep. I see. Quakeyore's gaze clouded with sadness. Feeling guilty for causing that expression, I yelled back at Wilhelm. Wilhelm, I'll do my best to get stronger. And I'm better with the sword than... Yeah, don't worry about it. But I do. Actually, I made a mistake when we merged because I was half asleep. It's the only way to explain why I fused with some girl. Oh. I like how mean he is right now. You're like, I'm so hurt by this. But, like, his attitude, like, it makes his route more curious. Like, kind of like the different ways it's working out. Like, with Abel, like, his power's draining and then he disappears and he's like, cool, I'm going to go off into the ether and not be a slave to a sword anymore. And then here he's like, I gotta find someone else because you suck and I don't like you. And it's like, ow! And then you have to romance him. So, like, obviously we'll, like, find a way to work together in that sense. And we'll probably, in his route, I would assume, spend more time trying to master the sword and then, like, whatever. But he's still going to be the sassy bastard. But how is he going to change when he, like, has his adult form? You know what I mean? And maybe that's the difference. Is, like, that's why he's, like... Did they already say that? And I'm just pulling that back? Or... I don't know, but, like, his form like this, being, like, child form is because he's weak and whatever, and once he gets his full strength back, then he's, like, hot adult dude. You know what I mean? Like, No. It might have been different if you were a man, but, oh well. Wow. Sexist much? I mean, valid, I'm not the strongest girl out there, but... Have you seen Yuriana? She's pretty fucking tough. Have you seen Ignis? Jesus. It was just for a short while, but I did have fun. I don't mind giving you a parting gift if you know what I mean. Phrasing on that is inappropriate. But you've done well for a girl, so don't beat yourself up about it. I like the way he's like, you're fine for a girl, I mean, I guess. The look on his face is so funny right now. And Kyora's over there like, yikes. Wilhelm, is this because... No, never mind. What? Is it because I didn't use you at the detached palace? And I kind of lectured you? Are you sulking? I don't really care about that. I got a big heart after all. And you know, that speech you made was nice. That's why I'm still helping you. Really? Honestly, I think you were being naive, wanting to protect everyone and all that. But thanks to you, I noticed that the world needs its idealist fools. Sorry. Stop apologizing. It annoys me. But just be happy for me. I'm finally getting out of this unstable body, you know? Will we meet again after you find a new sword? I'm not sure about that. Why not? Because it'd be difficult to find a sword capable of storing mana. Yeah, that's it. Thanks for putting it so well. Is this like, I'm gonna go find a new sword, and he's never gonna find a new sword, so he's basically dead. It's just his way of being like, I'm gonna die, but I don't want to tell you that? Is that how it is? Yep. Probably won't see you folks again, but take care. Wilhelm looked so satisfied that I didn't feel like I could stop him. But it was true that this was better than him completely vanishing. Moreover, there was another problem. I'm wondering if Kiora kind of knows, and when we get to the end, she's going to be like, no, he's probably gone for good. And she's just like, let him have his moment. Like, this is his, like, before he's like, yeah, so I'm going to vanish. But, like, whatever, I'll help you. But, like, don't make a big deal out of it. And, like, this time, because we used the sword with Abel. You see the difference? So, like, with Abel, we let Wilhelm take over, and we almost killed Abel or whatever, and then and then in this, we kind of didn't. We were like, no, we've never really utilized him, aside from the fight with Gustav, but that happened in both. So, now he's, like, a little more like, you're not using me, whatever, you suck, and, like, now he's a little less attached to us, like he was in Abel's route. You know, because he's like, oh, you let me come out and play and, like, whatever. And now he's like, you won't even use me at all. So, like, in Abel's route, he was a little more honest. Like, yeah, I'm gonna vanish. I'm gonna die. But, like, don't worry about it. This is pretty cool. And here he's like, yeah, I'm gonna go to a new sword. And then, like, I don't know. I don't know if he really is. I feel like this is, like, a cover. But at the same time, it's almost nicer of him to lie to us. But at the same time, that's not what... If you were close to someone, you would tell them the truth. You know what I mean? So I don't know. We'll see what happens. And then, you know. Would I still be able to stay at Nirvana after Wilhelm left me? It's unfortunate, but good luck, Wilhelm. Queen Kiora, truthfully, I hoped you would stay longer to protect us. But if this is your choice, I won't stand in your way. Queen Kiora, but The awakening of the cursed sword was not at all in vain. Don't be so pessimistic. It brought us together, and you will continue to work hard at Nirvana, will you not? That alone gives it significant meaning. You found your new home, right? I was left speechless. Wilhelm left proudly in front of me. Transitions! After having tea with Queen Kiora, I headed back to Nirvana at sunset. Oh, were you in town? I bumped into Lustin near the dorms. Great timing. I have to tell you something. What's up? I spoke with Queen Kiora at the palace about Prince Baldia. Huh? I learned the cursed sword could work against the Deimos. What? Is that really possible? Yes, but I haven't done it before, so I can't say it'll definitely work. I believe I have enough mana to try, though. But won't that be dangerous for you? So it is, huh? Then the answer is no. Wait, that's not what I meant. It's more like the cursed sword will vanish. Probably. I explained to Lustin what Wilhelm had told me earlier. Is that even possible? I mean, it's great if it really is, but I also don't know much about these things. At least that's what he said. Queen Kiora didn't have any objections either. Really? I'll miss Wilhelm, though. Yeah. Wait, can you summon him right now? I'd like to thank him. I don't know. I've never been able to summon him on my own. Wilhelm, can you hear me? I guess not. I see. And then if he wakes up, even for a moment, can you pass him a message? Tell him I said thanks and that I won't forget him. Sure, I will. Looks like we have work to do. Yeah, you're right. Lustin's eyes gleamed with determination. He's like, I don't want to be in your body when some dude's kissing you. It's weird. And Queen Kiora's over there like, oh. The hideout was unusually quiet that night. Normally filled with the sounds of cigars puffing and glasses clinking, tonight everyone waited in silence for Lustin's cue. But Lustin still hadn't said anything yet. Still dressed as a boy, I sat quietly in the corner, observing the room. You're all here, huh? Lustin slowly got off the couch and walked toward everyone else. First, I need to apologize to everyone. I'm sorry about the other night. It's like, sometimes I'm like, did I click the button? Whispers spread among the group as Lustin gave a gentle, reassuring smile and continued. I've been thinking about it for a while. I've thought about my future and actions, but I've avoided making real decisions. We've been together for a little over 3 years now. It's been so fun, guys. Prince Lustin? It all started on a whim by old man Guido, but I think we've managed pretty well. I'm truly grateful for everyone here. I'm going to the detached palace in 2 days. Maybe it's too late to ask you this, but I want all of you to come with me. Murmurs filled the room, this time tinged with confusion. I'm not going to kill my brother. It'd be best if we could talk things through. However, my brother might not be in his right mind. Do any of you know what a Deimos is? Voices raised, some in recognition, others in ignorance. They're like monsters that enter people through the darkness in their hearts. And my brother's probably possessed by one. Even so, I want you all to come with me. I do like how they had the Deimos thing. It wasn't like they introduced it here for his brother. Like, it just occurred to me. Like, you know what I mean? And then you were like, what the fuck? And then they explain what a Deimos is, and you're like, okay. And they put it in the common route. Oh my god, there's a Deimos, whatever. And you're like, okay. And they never bring it up in Abel's route, but then it's pertinent in this route. You know what I mean? So they kind of like set things up in the common route that's going to pertain in others. And maybe it'll pertain in Tifalet's route too, who knows? But like, you know what I mean? It's not like they were like, oh. Baldia should be like possessed by like a monster demon-y thing. Oh yeah, write that in. Should we explain what those are? Yeah, but in the route. Don't worry about it otherwise. None of the other routes are going to matter. Like, we brought it up in the common route. So, like, you set it up in that little chunk of common where this is the world building. Not, like, obviously, like, specifics to the route, like Baldia and Lustin's relationship and all that is specific to him, so we don't get information unless you're going to him. But the world building of, like, a Deimos existing is not locked in Lustin's route where it's never seen or heard from again. You know what I mean? It may never be brought up again, but you brought it up in the common route, so we know it's a thing that exists if we see it again, you know? Even so, I want you all to come with me. Please help me out. As my friends. After tomorrow, you can fire me as your boss for saying such pathetic things. Prince! It'll be a fierce fight, but that's exactly why I need your help. Prince Lustin! You knew when Salam was stuttering over the prince he was gonna cry. And here he's bawling, it's so sweet. A huge uproar ensued. The battle hadn't started yet, but everyone was all smiles, toasting and emptying barrels of liquor as if they'd already won. I sat in the corner, sipping the elixir Keto handed me. I watched Lustin laugh as he was surrounded by everyone. I was proud of him, and I loved him. Although he smiled so brightly, I was sure he was suffering inside because of his brother. It was amazing he could. I wanted to see that smile forever, and I was glad that I got to meet him. Two days later, we went to the detached palace of Vihazard. The members of the Hawks of Dawn and our close friends in Nirvana were with us. Together, we felt ready to face any challenge looming on the horizon. Oh, you know Yuriana's here because she's like, fuck your brother, I'm gonna kick his ass! Yet my heart was heavy, weighed down by thoughts of Wilhelm. And Abel's absolutely gonna be here. Nike, we might need band-aids. You know what I mean? Posh is ready for a fight, I'm sure. Brother, I need to talk to... What is that smell? Oh, that's me. What is that smell? As we entered the detached palace, a foul smell made us recoil. It was like mold or something rotting. The odor pervaded the entire building, almost driving us to leave. When you're like, what is that smell? Dead bodies? What What a terrible stench! What happened here? It's like a gravesite. Everyone wrinkled their noses and frowned. See, that's what I'm concerned about. Brother, where are you? Dozens of soldiers were stationed throughout the palace, yet none moved. They were still as wax statues, staring blankly at us. Are they dead? Are they corpses? Brother, please talk to me. I didn't come here today to fight. It was eerily quiet. Lustin's voice echoed through the lavishly decorated detached palace. It reminded me of Nirvana's basement. Brother, please! There's no need to raise your voice, Lustin. Brother... Where? I heard his voice, but couldn't see him. It was impossible to tell where it was coming from, adding to our confusion. My dear brother, are you here to take my life with your dangerous-looking friends? That's not true. I came here today to talk to you, but I want to look you in the face. It might be rotting. I think you're a corpse. Then why not come alone? I would have under normal circumstances. But have you forgotten, brother? You've kidnapped my dear friends and cursed them to grave harm. And caused them grave harm. Wow, cursed them to grave harm? Wow. I can't read. Did I? I'm no fool. I've simply taken safety precautions. Brother, if you would speak with me. Speak? Brother, please take hold of yourself. You're the next king of Vihazard, and that... You still speak of that, my brother? I've known for a long time that my subjects don't want me as king. I have nothing. Brother. This is more like, oh, brother. Like he's being dramatic and then, brother, oh. Like, your tenacious spirit, honed military prowess, charisma to stand above others, and graceful looks fit for a king. I have none of that. They were all given to you. Lustin, did you bring your friends here simply to laugh at me? No! Brother, please listen. I've never once desired the throne for myself. I wanted to become a military commander and bring glory to Vihazard in your aid. Your disgusting nature offends me. Brother, you had all the qualities of a king, yet you yield to be some commander. That is simply a feeling of superiority. You're only able to say that because you think you're above me. That isn't true. Prince Baldia, please listen. Lustin has said that he'd become a commander of Vihazard after graduation, and support the king as one... I see. There he is. Dear brother, let us make up. Yeah, I mean, okay, this... Hey, listen, fine. I said I was going to do this. You're lying. No, I'm not. Okay, let's be friends. That's what I was like. Is that what they're going to try to fucking pawn off on us? That maybe they fight and then he gets sad and then they make up? Because, like, that just seems bullshit. He's possessed by a Demo. So, yeah, I believe once we exorcise him, you know, maybe things will be okay and they'll be able to talk about it. But, like, like this is the, like, this is the shit I wasn't gonna buy. And they're putting it in here as a gag. Like, Lustin, don't buy this bullshit. Brother! I had not noticed you admired me so. And I would hate to be at odds with my brother in blood forever. Prince Baldia was smiling in the exact same way as last time. Oh no. I have a bad feeling about this. Yeah, I mean, the second he popped up and was like, let's hug it out, you're like, oh, he's going to stab you in the back. Brother, then... However, I have one condition. What is it? Lustin, how stupid are you? You're going to fall for this? Lustin, you know he's possessed. What the fuck? Don't be dumb. And Lustin's being the dumbass right now. Like, usually they make the main character and you're like, girl, don't be stupid. Girl! Lustin, you, girl, don't be stupid. And give me one thing that I desire. My dear brother, you've always yielded in our brotherly quarrels and given me what I desired. Unique desserts, books, toys, anything I wanted. That brings many memories back, brother. You were always kind. Brother, this time, I want that girl. Because I have the cursed sword, but also gross. What? Prince Baldy affixed me a gaze filled with hatred and disdain. I knew those eyes well. You're like, remember, he's possessed. Now give me that girl. We'll then bury the hatchet. And this is also, like, kind of ridiculous because Lustin, in a way, has always been bullied by his brother. Like, his brother's over here, Baldy is over here, like, you've always had this, and everybody likes you better than me. But Lustin, trying to placate him, was always like, you can have the best stuff. You have the best stuff. I'll give you all the nice stuff. Like, whatever. And it's like, poor Lustin. If you think about that, it's like, wow, you always gave your brother the best books, the best toys, the best everything, because, you know, and it's not because he bullied you into it, but it's because everyone else kind of bullied you into it without realizing it, because they made him feel so pathetic and weak and sad, and he hated you, so you wanted him to be happy, and like, my God, you're kind of adorable and sad. Like, that's kind of adorable, like, little baby Lustin being like, no, brother, you can have the best candy. Because, like, you want your brother to be happy and you know he's sad because everyone, like, you don't know why everyone's kind of like, why, you know what I mean? Like, you don't know that everyone's looking down on him and talking smack about him and whatever. He does. So you're, like, giving him the best stuff to kind of make him happy because you're just like, I love my big brother. And then, like, whatever, and then eventually you realize you're like, oh, my brother is sad and angry and hates me, but I'm going to keep giving him all the best stuff so that he's happy, and then, like, he knows that I love him, and then this is not a competition between us, right? And I want him to like me too, and then your brother just never liked you? Because of everybody else's influence? Aww. 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 We're a little lusted. Oh, poor sad little baby Lustin with his ratty little stuffed animal because he gave all the nice new ones to his brother, but he's got the cute little ratty one. Oh, stop it. Oh my God. And I will become the ruler of Ortesia, giving you the commander position. See, he's still on world domination. Not a bad deal, is it? You could have the position you wanted and make up with me. Ugh. What's wrong, Lustin? Hurry up and give me what I desire. No, I can't do that, brother. No, I can't do that, brother. More determined. I can give you anything else but her. You're like, first of all, she's a person. I can't give you a person. Second of all, even if I could, fuck that, she's mine. Lustin held up his arm to shield me. That's unfortunate, my dear brother. I thought we'd finally make up. You know there's somebody in the back that's like, it smells so bad in here, I'm gonna vomit. Oh my God, I'm gonna hurl. Oh, Deimos powers activate. Brother! Black smoke slithered out of Prince Baldia like a snake and wrapped around his body. It appears you won't grant my wish. Why is it always like this? Why does everyone go to you instead of me? Because Lustin's nice and you're a psychopath who tried to kill me? I mean, I know what you're going to say. You're going to be like, you've dated plenty of trash that's tried to kill you before. And it's like, yeah, valid. True. But like, something about the way they handled being a dumpster fire was just, you know, less disturbing. Plus, this is Lustin's route. If it was like, if you had a route and you were like threatening to kill me, and we'd be like, what the fuck? I'm into it though. But I'm just saying, you don't get the route, so you don't get to beat that kind of a dumpster fire that turns us all on. As pretty as they drew you, Lustin's still hotter. Sarazar's still the hottest. I don't make the rules. Okay, it's just the way it is. I'm just spitting facts. uh, why does no one trust me? Yet you have so many who trust, respect, and love you. Because he's not a douche? You obtain so many things I could not, and you laugh at me proudly, as if it were destined. I've never thought that. The same goes for those girls. They defended their lovers and friends. Yet I have nothing. I have no one. I mean, sweetie, it's 'cause you're a tool. It's 'cause you're a tool. What? Man will do anything but go to therapy. Baldia is absolutely the male loneliness epidemic and proof that men will do and say anything but go to fucking therapy. Sweetie, you need to go to therapy. It's not anybody else's fault that you're a dumpster fire. Sweetie, get yourself a cup of water and put out the dumpster fire before you blame anybody else for why you are a dumpster fire. He's also possessed, so fair enough. But this is just amplifying all the, little doubts that have been churning inside of him and everything and just enhancing them or whatever. But it's like, see, this is your problem, though. Look internally. Look internally at the Deimos inside you. Prince Baldia, such foolishness. This is nonsense. I refuse to acknowledge that I am alone. Prince Baldia held up his hand, and all the soldiers standing there charged at us. Ah! Fight! I summoned the cursed sword and called out, Wilhelm, please lend us your strength! I was relieved for a moment to see the azure light come out of the cursed sword. Relieved for a moment. Sounds like something bad's about to happen. This is the last time. Let's have a blast. Wilhelm. All right, I'll take care of the small fry. See, Posh and Wilhelm now right back to back. They sound too same. So anyway. Here, bye, Posh. We'll handle this side. Bye, Salon. Have fun. I'm counting on you. Liston ran over to Prince Baldia, and we were supposed to fight the guards. Yeah, what the heck? Posh, what's wrong? These guys... Oh god, they're zombies, aren't they? Ah! I looked at Posh's feet and froze in shock while still holding the sword. The soldiers that Posh defeated was human, but he stood up again with an empty stare. That's why it smells like death in here. They're corpses. No! What are these people? The soldiers Yuriana defeated were the same. A slash on the thigh should halt them, yet they tried to stand. Faces blank. That's why it smells like death in here. And when we said they didn't move or do anything, it's like, that didn't I throw that out? It was like, when they're like, it smells so bad, I'm like, smells like death? And then, Solon said something like, it smells like a gravesite, and then people were staring, it's like, they're zombies. Does this mean they don't feel pain? Yeah, that's probably it. They must also be affected by the Deimos. I read about this in a book. Corpses can be moved with mana. But they're not dead yet. You don't know that. I think they might be. Then what do we do? Well, I guess we have no choice. A creepy melee fight then ensued. We had the advantage in numbers, and we were strong enough to win this battle. But the guards would stand up again no matter how many times they were struck down. What do we do? I glanced over at Lustin. I want to be the one to protect you from him as well as to cross swords with him. Lustin was determined to do so. However, he also encountered Deimos before in the woods. He knew that he would need the purification mana at the very last second, and I told him about Wilhelm. But he was still trying to fight on his own. Lustin wanted to believe. If they kept crossing swords, maybe he'd hear Prince Baldia say something different. No, I'm pretty sure we know by now, because he's animating corpses, we might be, or whatever, and, the black smoke, Lustin, you can't tell me that you think this is your brother, and wouldn't it be nicer to be like, he's possessed, Awesome! Then that means he's not... Okay, good. Instead of finding out, no, your brother just hates you this much and would rather kill everyone. Instead of being like, no, I resented you and I whatever, but that was wrong, but I would never try to kill anybody. You know what I mean? Like, watch out! Huh? I swung my sword at the last moment, but Yuriana's spear stopped the guard's rapier. Ha! Yuriana wielded her spear, sending the guard airborne, then slamming him down. Are you fascinated by him or what? No, I'm sorry. Thanks. Don't get struck down here, all right? You're my best friend. I was about to cry at those words, but managed to hold it in. Now was not the time. I appreciate that. So, we're hugging each other, and you're like, there's a battle going on. This in a movie, that's exactly what would happen. We'd be having this touching thing for like 20 minutes, talking about our friendship and hugging and crying it out. And you're like, guys, there's a battle with zombies or whatever. Are you the fuck? You know? I looked down at my chest. Underneath my armor was the sapphire necklace that Lustin gave me. Yuriana, I'm gonna check on Lustin. Take care. Lustin! They were still exchanging fierce blows. Prince Baldia was at his wit's end. Lustin, though breathing hard, was barely hurt. However, there's no one in this world that... Oh, that's Queen Kira. There's no one in this world that has never envied another. Those words were etched into my mind. If it were possible, I'd wish Prince Baldia would understand. It wasn't that there was no one by his side. He simply couldn't see. Again, he's possessed too, so... Lustin always respected him and still did, even after leaving his nation. Looks like it's almost my turn. When's it my turn? Anyway, she says that, and I swear to God, there's always a line or something that comes back to the Little Mermaid. It's almost my turn, and now I'm singing Little Mermaid in my head. I have problems. This time it wasn't, Daddy, I love him! But, Wilhelm... I'm now singing that fucking Little Mermaid song in my head, and it's... Things are gonna end the moment I go out, so I'll stay a little longer. Hey, Wilhelm, I know it's too late, but can't you stay? This again? Because I'm telling you to be happy for me. Finally gonna be free, you know? This sounds more like he's dying. All right. Wilhelm would separate from me soon. Weirdly enough, I was now afraid of losing the sword that I hated, was frightened of, and wanted to get rid of it first. Wilhelm... What? Thanks for awakening back then. Perhaps you didn't want to, but I was saved by that. I'm grateful to you. It's no use trying to say those things to try and keep me around. I won't anymore. It was for a short while, and we only talked a few times, but I do think of you as a friend. Take care. Of course. I'm going to stay at Nirvana. If you still remember me, come and visit me anytime. If I don't forget you. Yeah. Alright, let's do this. Yes, please. I gripped the cursed sword tightly. Lustin! Oh, it's you! So you intend to kill me with that cursed sword? No. I glared at Prince Baldia. I will use the cursed sword to exterminate the Deimos inside you, Prince Baldia. There's something I want to believe. I have no siblings, but I believe your family by blood is important. What foolishness is this? Prince Baldia, you just haven't noticed. You already have Lustin. I'm sure your father and many other people in the royal palace care deeply about you. Maybe his mom. Did you mention his mom? She ain't dead. I'm definitely sure they exist. So please, I want you two to make up. I took a stance with the cursed sword, as did Lustin with his flail axe. Wilhelm, now! Is it going to be a CG? Oh, it is! It's me and Lustin fighting together! Yay! And Baldy is screaming, but I'm going to stop. The scene's going to go on for a little while, probably. And And I know we're kind of in the middle, but I don't want it to go on for like 62 hours, so I'm gonna cock block us all. Anyway, I will see you guys next time. I'm sorry, but sometimes it happens. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.